Today's video is sponsored by Surfshark. Hey y'all, it's me, Bussy Coppola, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna be taking a look at some fun stuff first involving Alaska, Jinkx, and Utica, and then we'll be exploring some recent Dragosphere drama, like the mysterious Instagram post from Shea Coulee this past week, Plain Jane versus Dawn, and then ending with exploring yet another feud that Willam found herself in this past week amidst all the other drama she was in, plus some follow-up posts from Eureka versus MIB. Are you still keeping up? Because I barely am. First up, let's take a trip to the 49th state. On August 4th, Alaska took to Instagram to announce her engagement to longtime partner Matthew Herman. So congrats to them for their happy, loving relationship. And in an Entertainment Weekly article by Joey Nolfi, Alaska says Matthew proposed to her this past Sunday evening in her hometown after her grandma's 90th birthday. Where Alaska elaborates that Matthew is a Los Angeles-based producer and educator and says she loves him very much. But over here in Bussy Queen's Conspiracy Corner, we must ask the question, is this engagement just a ploy to distract from her recent dramas involving herself, Willam, and the Acid Betty? Maybe so, but also most definitely not. Anyways, congrats Alaska on your engagement. But make sure you're listening closely because here's the real tea. Everyone knows Surfshark VPN, the sponsor of today's video, can help you change your virtual location to unlock geo-restricted content on streaming platforms like every season of RuPaul's Drag Race. But did you know Surfshark can also help you avoid price discrimination when shopping online for airline tickets or hotel bookings? Or what about how Surfshark can secure, encrypt, and anonymize your internet browsing activity in just one click? Which means sneaky snoopers and prying eyes on public Wi-Fi will no longer be able to track your every move. Oh, and pro tip, one of my favorite Surfshark features is called Clean Web. When you turn this on, it will actually block ads, trackers, and get rid of all those annoying questions about cookies that pop up on every website. And thankfully, Surfshark can be used on all of your devices with unlimited device login. Unblock the internet and secure your internet privacy with Surfshark by visiting surfshark.com/Bussy or scan the QR code on screen and use code Bussy at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark. That's right, just click my link and use code Bussy at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark. Thanks Surfshark for sponsoring today's video. And next up, my personal favorite Drag Race adjacent thing that happened this past week was watching Jinkx Monsoon clock the absolute tea out of J.K. Rowling in an interview that she did with Ziwe. And if you don't know, Ziwe does interviews with celebrities where she asks controversial or sometimes inflammatory questions. And in this instance, Ziwe asked Jinkx if J.K. Rowling would make a good Roxy Hart in Chicago, the Broadway musical, where Jinkx first pretends to not know who Ziwe is talking about, saying this.
Who is this who is he? J.K. Rowling.
He's a she.
And then continues to drag Rowling, saying this.
Oh dear, that is not a feminine name in the slightest. I have to presume that J.K. Rowling was unsatisfied with the way that the world saw her, and then she transitioned herself into a new personality so that the world would perceive her the way she wanted to be perceived.
And for some context there, if you have been living under a rock for the past couple years, Rowling has pretty nasty views on trans people in general. And so it was nice to see Jinkx take the piss out of her. And Jinkx, by the way, is on a little bit of a media tour right now promoting her new role in Oh Mary, which I did have a chance to see with Titus Burgess, and I've got to say it was the funniest thing I've ever seen on Broadway. And I personally can't wait to get my tickets to see Jinkx. And next up, as you may know, Utica from season 13 of RuPaul's Drag Race has been cast on the newest season of Project Runway, which is kind of a reboot for the franchise, bringing back the iconic judge Heidi Klum, and also features guest judge Law Roach, who has now appeared on many episodes of Drag Race as a guest judge. And spoiler alert, Utica is doing phenomenally already. In the first challenge, where the 12 contestants are split into 2 fashion houses, villains, and princesses, Utica has already snatched her first win with what was easily the most extravagant, gorgeous, and well-made garment across anything on that runway. The top with the cutouts, hot. The cape, hot. Like, she really ate all the other bitches up, and I can't wait to see what else Utica does for this season. And the season is not just fun to watch because of Utica, but also because of Law Roach, who, as we know, is not shy to share a controversial or heated opinion on the panel, which is something he very much brings into Project Runway as well. Sometimes he's straight up just telling people that he hates the garments they're showing.
I hated it.
I'm sorry if you hate the coat.
Oh, I hate the whole look.
And then other times he's causing them to have like full mental breakdowns, like in the case of this guy named Antonio.
Stop blaming it on Christian. You're here now. It's okay to be criticized.
I'm a Gemini and I don't like people tell me what to do.
Who got so riled up at getting put in the bottom that he like asked Heidi and Law if he was being punked.
Am I being punked?
And if you're interested in watching along with me, I actually am doing exclusive reactions on my Patreon at patreon.com/bussyqueen that you can access by clicking the link below. And if you're interested in other types of exclusive content, make sure to follow me on Instagram and DM me for my spicy links. See you there. And next up, we've got Shea Coulee breaking her silence, so to speak, in a series of posts to her Instagram this past week, where she effectively walked back the statements she made about Neverland, an LGBTQ entertainment company that she made several years ago that landed her in a lawsuit. And for some context regarding these posts, I'll be reading from an article written by David Reddish that was published to Queerty on November 6, 2019. A group of drag queens, including Pearl, Shea Coulee, The Vixen, and Kim Chi, have fallen into a $5 million defamation lawsuit. 3 other defendants joined the Drag Race alums. YouTube drag queen That is not correct. Jinkx was not a YouTube drag queen, but Jinkx was a YouTuber in that era that made drag race drama videos. Anyways, Shea Coulee's boyfriend Dan Polyak and drag performer Bible Girl. The suit filed in a Chicago court alleges that the defendants have made false claims about the plaintiff, a management company called Neverland Events and Artist Management, a company that specializes in repping LGBTQ entertainers and which is queer owned. The group of queens claim they were never paid for their performance gigs with Neverland and took their anger to social media to vent. For example, Shea Coulee alleges that Neverland owes them $12,000 in unpaid fees. That venting led to the lawsuit, and the Cook County Court has, according to reports, already received dozens of social media posts as evidence in the case. Jinkx published a video about Neverland, which may have provided some heavy fuel for the suit. In it, Jinkx rages over the unpaid bills, making offhand statements like, "You don't even represent any queens anymore," and "You're boasting all the girls that have left you." That video, by the way, has since been removed from YouTube, but this case is still ongoing and has been and is to this day publicly trackable by visiting the Cook County case search website and entering the correct case ID, where on this page we can see recent activity occurring even in this past month of July. But I'm not a lawyer and I certainly don't have the credentials to interpret the jargon on this page, and so I will leave that to smarter minds. But what I can report on is Shea's recent Instagram posts apparently regarding this situation. In a post now pinned to her profile that she made on August 1st, she wrote, "In May 2019, I got into a business dispute with my then manager, Anthony DiFore, and his business Neverland Events and Artist Management Corp. At that time, I made a number of serious allegations of misconduct, theft, mismanagement, and dishonesty against both Anthony and Neverland. I further asserted that Anthony and Neverland had engaged in similar misconduct with other queer artists. I also encouraged my many followers to boycott Neverland events and merchandise and to ostracize Anthony from the gay community. The allegations I made at that time were exaggerated to place both Anthony and Neverland in the worst possible light and were in most cases simply untrue. Anthony and Neverland acted honestly and with integrity during the many years I worked with them between 2013 and May 2019, in parentheses, when my statements were posted. I deeply regret my actions. I am also aware that my actions caused Anthony much pain and embarrassment, including threats of violence against him and Neverland and loss of friends and his business. For this, I am deeply sorry. Anthony and I have now resolved our differences, and I hope all of you will accept him back into the LGBTQ community going forward. He deserves it." But curiously, in a now deleted follow-up, Shea also posted this, which is an image of Nicole Kidman from a paparazzi video after she got her divorce from Tom Cruise. And we're in the second slide of this post, we have the iconic Nina Banana Brown, "Well, it's over" meme. And if that all wasn't enough, she also put the song Freedom by Beyonce featuring Kendrick Lamar onto this post. I'm certainly not here to speculate on what that post meant, only to report on the happenings of it. But then, in another follow-up post concerning this situation, Shea Coulee wrote this. "Earlier today, someone commented on Instagram that I should wear yellow if the statements I posted and pinned to my Instagram account in the early morning hours today about Anthony DiFore and Neverland was, quote, all BS. Later, I posted myself wearing multiple colors, including the color yellow. Please do not speculate further. My statements in my pinned Instagram post about Anthony DiFore and Neverland are 100% accurate. No one forced me to make them. I will not be commenting about my post today going forward. Please believe me. I meant what I said in my pinned Instagram post this morning about Anthony and Neverland," where notably that text is in quotes. And so what is really going on with this situation? Obviously we don't know, and again, it's not our job to speculate, but seeing Shea come out and publicly walk back everything she said, while there are still other queens and people still actively in this lawsuit, is interesting. And next up, we've got Willam in yet another feud, this time with a makeup artist named Laurel, which is basically over before it started because Willam was able to nip this in the bud with with receipts so quickly. But basically what happened was a makeup artist named Laurel responded to an X thread about their worst commission experiences, writing, "Not really a commission, but years ago a famous drag queen asked me to paint them. Didn't know it was for his big monetized YouTube series. He asked me for my pronouns, then misgendered me the whole time, mocked me in a following video, and paid me with a lighter and a singular lash." Where a user on X in response to this thread tagged Willam and said, "So like, what's the excuse for the misgendering and not paying?" Where Willam responds back, "She asked to paint me. I did not hire her. The matter of payment was never discussed. Check the video when I asked her pronouns in other reply. The video only had me saying she and they because that's all I called her. I never heed her. Why was she hearting my story 2 years later?" Where in that post, Willam has attached a clip from that video that has since been removed from YouTube, but does show Willam correctly using Laurel's she pronouns.
Her experience is amazing, and she's gonna paint you. She, they, and it if you're nasty.
And we're also in that post, Willam has attached a screenshot of his messages on Instagram with Laurel, showing that Laurel was positively responding to Willam's story posts up until apparently October of 2022. And then in another X post, Willam continued to address the situation, saying, "Somebody talking shit, so here's what we gotta do," with a bunch of screenshots from her apparent text message thread with Laurel. But notably, in that last thread, we see Willam had apparently sent Laurel a copy of the Paint Me Bitch video, where Willam said, "Want to take a look at that and tell me if you got notes, please?" Where Laurel apparently responds, "I love it, thank you so much again, it means the world to me." Why Laurel had such a different version of the story from what Willam's receipts showed, I don't know. But I suppose the takeaway here is always keep the receipts. And next we've got a post of Plain Jane's TikTok where she is apparently shading Dawn's enjoyment of Shake That Ice by Corey King.
Ooh, I had to go to my barista and get my
A song she talks about being produced by Big Atlas, who also made her song Burger Finger. Where in a stitched video, Plain Jane says this.
"Oh my gosh, hey Dawn. You know that song was produced by my friend Big Atlas, and actually also produced a demo for a song for me and you to collaborate on, Dawn. I pitched it to you, and you said you weren't interested. Later on, you clarified you were more so inclined to say no to me because your friends don't like me."
And in the comment section of this video, we've got Susie chiming in saying, "Plain saw Mistress and Willam getting clicked, so she had to wake something up." And where Dawn then responds, "Let's record it," to which Plain Jane says, "I'd say that ship has sailed, but hey, I'm always down to clown, sister." And I will say Plain Jane is famously not so serious when she posts online. In fact, I don't know if she's ever made a serious post online. And so it was a little unclear to me if Plain Jane was actually upset with Dawn for vibing to this track and turning her down before season 16 aired, or if this whole thing is a setup to maybe promote a future collaboration between the two. But something tells me Susie was right on the money when she was basically suggesting Plain just needed some attention. And lastly, we've got some follow-up posts to the whole Eureka versus Mistress drama insanity, where in the past week we saw Eureka getting a lot of mileage out of the "Hey Puss" and "Stuck Where the Tray Left Me" memes, which was great to see her being able to laugh at herself, but she also didn't miss an opportunity to continue to take jabs seemingly at Mistress, where at one point she posted on her profile this AI image of a rat where she wrote, "It's so muggy in here at Big Fat Rat," which we actually saw Mistress repost on her Instagram story in promotion for her new Mistress Monday. But even up until August 4th, we see Eureka seemingly talking about the situation where she posts on her ex profile, "She's so obsessed with me," and where we see somebody saying who, and Eureka says, "Just guess. The color of my underwear." And that's the tea. But I will leave you with this brain rot meme. Just thinking about how I'm stuck where the trade left me, and I need $50 to say hey to Puss and check on how is she. But Race Chasers hasn't reached out yet to publicly apologize, but I remember leeches don't apologize. While the big fat rat told me that she's Somtree, she's unfortunate full, but she's trying grow, while Fabio Zimpic taking McMichaels wasn't accused of taking the money, but her partner is causing problems. And that's the tea. Oh, and don't forget, click my link below or scan the QR code on screen to get Surfshark today, and use code Bussy at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark. Oh, and did I mention Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk in just trying it out. Thanks for watching today's video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. I also want to give an extra special shout out to Ashton, Cayenne, Felicia, JBR, Laura, Matthew Burns, and Will and Tanner, who are all supporting me in my Bussy Queen collector tier at patreon.com. See y'all later. Love ya. Bye.